Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Arknights Endfield video. Now this time, we're going to be discussing possibly one of the worst communities a gacha space could have. Why is that? Because they're all suffering from sunk cost fallacy. Now you might be wondering, how could a game that came out 2 months ago have people suffering from sunk cost fallacy this quickly? And it's pretty simple. To do anything in this game takes forever. You need to play this game essentially like a job if you're just starting out, and even up to this point where I'm at, and it just feels tedious. So, for those who actually stuck with the game, they've already invested way too much time than you should actually have to at this point. They're in such a terrible state that they'll defend basically anything about this game and just turn a blind eye to pretty much any issue it has. Whether you're talking about the gacha system, whether you're talking about how much time it takes to upgrade your characters, get their mats, the poor value sanity has, how much expiring shit there is in the game, it doesn't matter. Even when you're addressing their most premium currency being the most deceptive thing in the game, they'll still somehow turn this into a you problem. Now you might be wondering, how is this deceptive? As you can see here, you get 194 aura geometries when you purchase this pack. Now, how much is that? Well, you won't know unless you do the math for it. To do the math, you need to know how much an aura geometry is worth, which even clicking here doesn't tell you. You have to click up on your aura burls just to see here that it's worth 75. Then you have to open up a calculator and do the math for you, which the game should just do itself. Yeah, these absolute buffoons will blame you for Hypergriff leaving out valuable information. Another thing they like to do is blame the player if they fall for their FOMO tactics. Since when did we blame victims in situations like this? In no way should a player be suffering just because they wanted to pull for a character they wanted. Especially when you factor in this patch's low income for currency. So if you've exhausted all of your pulls in 1.0 pulling for characters, or you just don't play this game like a job, you can't get anything in this patch. You can't even try to get anything because the game doesn't let you. If you don't have 120 pulls, you can't even attempt to get a character. At the very least, even in a game like Genshin where you get 57 pulls a patch, you can at least try to get a character. And it's all because these devs don't want to give pity carryover for the 120. Meaning, if you keep going to 80 pity over and over and over again, there's a chance you'll just never get a limited character. Moving on past the gacha system, if you want to farm at this energy alluvium place, you have to spawn all the way at this TP point and run all the way over here. So, to save time, you have to set up these zip lines. If you don't have the materials, you have to go back to your base and craft the stuff and then come back here. Then after that, you gotta set up the zip lines in a good spot, and then you can get to it a little bit easier. Now, what they could do is do what every normal game does and just add a teleport button. But for some reason, the players just don't want that, and will just say,
well, that's kind of the point of zip lines, you see. They're meant to help you get to A and B faster.
But you could just add a teleport button. They could just do that. Why are we asking for things to keep wasting the player's time? Once again, this is where the sunk cost fallacy is taking place, because they've already wasted their time doing pointless activities that they shouldn't have had to do. So now they want everyone else to waste their time too. Just so they can feel the exact same way. I mean, if you're just looking at this map, does this not look like the most diseased experience you'll ever have playing a video game? Just to be clear, there's no AIC factory in this area. What does that mean? You have to go to your factory, drag relay towers all the way up through Origin Load Spring, and just start placing them everywhere. You have to start hitting jumps here, which actually messes with your tower length because the rope follows everywhere you go. So if you leap into the air, it wastes like 20 to 30 meters because you have to jump into the air and land on the ground again. So that's why sometimes there's very little progress made compared to, let's say, here. I only got like half the distance. This is by far one of the worst areas you'll ever explore in gaming. That's how bad this is. You'll even have people just saying for fun that, oh, you don't need to do these. You don't need to do these depot nodes. These deliveries are useless. Do you not see how much currency you'll get here? And do you also forget that new players will come to the game and have to do the same exact thing you did? Just because you don't need to do this anymore doesn't mean newer players won't have to either. If you're farming for gear in this game, like in Essence, you can come over here, select this, and put on the stats you need. W, so player friendly, right? You'll guarantee a secondary stat, and then you have to RNG with these. Then this is just like, go fuck yourself, right? So people will say it's not as RNG, which maybe is true, but I've been farming a sword piece for Chen for like literally a week. For like an actual week. And I get one that's purple. I get one of these that are fucking purple. So if anyone tells you that this game doesn't have RNG, or as much RNG, they're just lying. Because even after you get the right essence, here, who could I use for example? Yeah, I'll got a panda here. Alright, cool. After you do this, you have to etch the essence. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't get anything. 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 Still nothing. Still nothing. It took all of that when it said high. It said success rate high, and I did that 7 times. Oh, and by the way, before this, I spammed that like 13 times. I was already spamming that before the recording. Whenever I was doing my farming before I started this up. And this took me like 20 attempts. On a high success rate. So if you fail, it gets turned into this coolant gel, which only get more expensive as you go on. So you're not going to want to use this 120 when you're this far away from maxing your weapon. You're going to want to use it after. So you still got a RNG. Dude, this game is like backwards. Why does it get a guarantee on like maybe they just don't know how to program and they have it backwards. You know what? I genuinely believe that. So anyways, you're not going to want to RNG until you have everything pretty high already. Right? So you just kind of do this. Uh-huh. There you go. You kind of just like keep doing that, right? And then now it's 250. So yeah, no, at this point, now you would want to do it. Beyond that, you got your normal gear here. Where is the stuff? Nope, that's not what I want. I want this. Yep. You got this. Very fun experience here. Just gotta spam left click a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There you go. That should do it. Oh, by the way, this is like double the cost of the old gear. Yeah, the newer stuff that requires the red is double the cost. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really get why. Yeah, because like you could see here the stats are like the same value. The value is not even better, it just costs more. Yeah, inflation happened to the armor in one update. I don't understand that one. Yeah, anyways, you gotta go find your gear, and you know, usually for the first one, you know, it's not usually too bad. It's not usually. Am I already gonna go to max pity on the armor? Okay, yeah, so I already went to max pity, and this is the first upgrade. So you could see it says 6 out of 6. They can't even, like, do you the decency of guaranteeing it at the 6 out of 6. You still gotta go to 7. And then you get an upgrade. Yeah, so you saw it cost 16,000 Wu Ling credits for one of these pieces of armor. And I used 7 pieces of armor. And I had to use the 1 to craft it. And these batteries here, the cheapest ones, cost 12,000. And I had to use quite a bit of them. Oh, sorry, not 12,000. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, so These batteries, you can buy about, like, 200 of them for 12,000. And then after that, once you exhaust all the cheaper ones, they cost 60,000. Yeah, my fault. I was gonna say 12,000, that's really cheap. Yep, nope. Nope, so they just, like, get 5 times the price and become absolutely absurd. So basically, you, like, never really want to buy these, because it's just, like, not worth it. Unless you bother changing your factory around and probably selling the newer stuff, which I just haven't gotten around to doing. I'm gonna be honest, I just haven't gotten around to doing it, because I have no interest in, like, really playing the game to that extent right now. So yeah, if you do that, you could probably buy these every week too. Which, even if you do, you get 40 of these. You get 40 catalysts every week. And that's your upgrading for the week then. That's your upgrading for the gear for the week. And you could already see I put 7 to upgrade it once. So let's see, maybe I'll get better RNG. Oh, there you go. There you go, that's huge. So now you never want to go to this part. Because it'll take 20 now to fully max that. So you never want to do that. So you just gotta, like, ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. And then do it again. And do it again. Oh my god, I'm actually getting good RNG for once. Holy. Then you gotta do it again. Oh, okay. Perfect. Oh wow, under 20. Under 20. So if you buy 20 of these a week, because that's all you could afford at the current like, in the current state that you're in, yeah, you have 4 left. Yeah, you'd have 4 left. Yeah, no, they'll just be weeks where, you don't even, like, get to this part, and you don't 6 out of 9 your artifact, and, yeah, you'll just have to say sucks to suck and come back the next week and do it again. Oh, and don't get me started on the non-set pieces. If you're using a non-set piece, it is expensive as hell. Yeah, let me just show this one real quick. Artificing progress, 2 out of 40 to get it to 3. And then for the second one, it's 0 out of 20 here. Yeah, so you never want to take anything to 3. Like, unless you just want to, like, really vertically invest in one of your teams, you don't want to do that. Anyways, now that we went over its terrible gearing system, don't even get me started on this pile of shit. Does anyone actually enjoy going to Dijiang to do its daily shit here? Because I'm pretty sure no one does. Once it loads. Yep, there you go. Yeah, the more you progress with the game, the worse the loading time becomes because of the factory. It's pretty terrible. Alright, so yeah, basically, you gotta, oh, these damn clues, bro. Yep, gotta place that clue. Boom, 400 credits. And then you gotta place the clues again. This is gameplay. And, for some reason, it doesn't do it for you. I don't know why. Oh, there you go. Oh, more credits. More credits. Oh, another clue. Gotta put that clue in. Thank you. Yep. Uh-huh. Hoo-hoo. That's like a day's worth of sanity right there. Hell yeah. It only takes 136 hours. Oh my god. Yep. Oh yeah, gotta grow my stuff. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so Dijiang is unfortunately important because of the credits you can get. So if you go to the credit store here, you can see a bunch of useful shit. But what you really want to look for is if you reset. Oh yeah, there you go. Ouroboros. Yep. There you go. Oh, but I have too much credits on me right now. I have too much credits. If I have above 300, they'll just get deleted. So you can't just, like, stock up to buy Ouroboros or Arsenal tickets and just reset the shop every day and stuff like that. You do have to spend the excess ones. So, let's just buy this. There you go. Perfect. Yep. So you kind of want to just save as much as you can to the 300 mark. And, yeah, just keep doing that. Keep doing that, because you get 300 a day from here. And, to be honest, you kind of want to hope for Arsenal tickets more than Ouroboros, I'd say. Yeah, this is like one of the 2 ways you can get Arsenal tickets in the game. Sorry, one of the 3 ways. How could I forget? How could I forget the most useful thing in the game, the weekly routine? Holy shit, bro. 100 Arsenal tickets? 100. So, if we were to say that you get lucky, and you go to the credit store every day, and you get 20 Arsenal tickets every single day from there. That's 140 a week, plus the 100 here. Yeah, you'd have to do like 9 to 10 weeks. Yeah, it'd take you 9 to 10 weeks that way to get a 10 pull on the weapon banner. This is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen, and the fact they considered this a boost to the Arsenal ticket rates is crazy. This is not a good way to get it. The only way you can actually get it is through pulling, but you can't pull unless you have 120 pulls total. So yeah, it's pretty pathetic. And just so we're all aware, I am level 58 in this game. If anyone actually, like, for those that actually play the game, they would know that this is not easy to get to, and it takes forever. I mean, if we look at my friends list, how much people are higher than me? Like, 1 guy. Oh, 2 people. 2 people. 3 people. Yep, 3 people, and then 2 are the same, and then 1's lower than me. Everyone else just, like, quit the game. Oh, never mind. Okay, it got upgraded. It got upgraded to another person. Alright, hell yeah, dude. The experience for a lot of players when they first start out is they tend to get to around level, like, 50, 51, 52-ish. And they'll finally have enough aura burls to pull for a character. It takes a long time to get to the point where you can actually pull. The only thing they really addressed is giving newer players, as well as the existing players, a character in the mail. I believe it's this thing here. Yeah, this thing here. Once you get to like a certain point in the story, you can get a character of your choice, like one of the standard characters. That's about the only thing they've done to like help the newer player experience, but that doesn't help with all the other things in the game that make you waste your time. All this does is help you get through fights faster, which I think was already addressed in a different way when they lowered the HP of the enemies. So once again, for the people that were there at the start of the game, or around when the game came out, early game was terrible because everything had way too much HP. The boss fights took like 5 to 10 minutes, like, just to clear that shit. It was a terrible experience. And even if you're not in a boss fight, the basic enemies took way too long to clear. So you can only imagine when you're running around doing exploration, killing enemies to get a blue chest for 30 aura burls, it took forever. Thankfully, it was addressed, so newer players don't go through that much hell anymore. But all that means is the people that went through it are experiencing more sunk cost fallacy from how much time they had to waste going through enemies. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense why people defend this game like crazy. Unfortunately, they can't just accept that their game has flaws. I guess that would just be too hard for them. Which, by the way, you can just accept that I'm right. Like, let's be real. It's not hard to do that. I mean, maybe it is for them because they're retarded. You don't need to defend every single part of the game to enjoy it. If you enjoy the game, good on you. I like the game. I just criticize it. You know, you can like something and criticize it at the same time. That's like kind of why criticism exists, is so the thing you enjoy can get better. Or even for some people, the thing that they want to enjoy, they can criticize that so in hopes that it gets better for them too. But the problem with the hypergriff community, and even I'd say gacha communities in general, is that they can't take criticism. I mean, just look at the Zani situation, for example. Holy fuck. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.